Scalloped potatoes sound simple, but they're easy to screw up. Either they're swimming in sauce and fall apart when you scoop them, or they're dry and barely cook through. And that's after over an hour of baking. But when it's done right, you get these soft, layered slices, a silky cream sauce that actually thickens, a golden brown crust on top that tells you this is gonna be good before you even grab a spoon. In this video, I'll show you the simple base recipe that I've been making for years, plus a few key moves that'll help make sure it sets up just right. No cheese overload, no mystery packets, just honest ingredients and the right technique to make it work every time. I'm using 3 pounds of russet potatoes. Easy to find, and they bake up soft and creamy, which is perfect for scalloped potatoes. They've got more starch than Yukon Gold, so the sauce thickens up nice, but the trade-off is they break down a little bit more, so you get a softer, more rustic texture. I'm using medium to large ones, big enough so that we're not peeling 20 potatoes to get a decent batch. Just give them a quick peel, doesn't have to be perfect, but if there's a bruise or an eye or something weird going on in your potato, just peel that out. No one wants mystery textures in their potatoes. And as you peel each potato, drop it in a bowl of water. This is gonna help prevent them getting all gummy and discolored. Once the peeling's done, we're gonna slice these up with a mandolin. You don't need anything fancy, but it should be sharp, have adjustable thickness, and a good guard or glove. And speaking from experience, this thing will take off a fingertip or two if you're not careful, so make sure you use that guard. I'm using one I found cheap at the grocery store, but if you could spring for an OXO, definitely do that. I missed mine already after using this one. We're aiming for slices about 1/8 of an inch thick, thin enough to cook through, but thick enough to hold some structure. As you slice, drop the potatoes into a bowl of cold water. This stops them from browning and helps rinse off some of that surface starch. Too much starch in your sauce can get gummy or it won't set right. Quick tip here. Before you even start the sauce, let's layer those potatoes in your baking dish to check the volume. Nothing's worse than making a perfect sauce and realizing your potatoes don't fit or you've got gaps. I'm using a cast iron skillet, but any oven-safe dish works. Just something with good depth and surface area to get that golden top. All right, now it's time to make the sauce. We're starting with the roux. Melt 3 tablespoons of butter in a saucepan. Then whisk in 3 tablespoons of all-purpose flour. Cook that for about a minute to get rid of any raw flour flavor. Once the roux is cooked for about a minute, start adding the milk, slowly. We're gonna do just a splash at a time and whisk it in. Or maybe a bigger splash. Whisk it in, let it absorb, and then go again. If you dump it all in at once, it's just gonna fight you and you're gonna have a really hard time getting this set. You wanna build that smoothness step by step. Once the milk's all in, go ahead and whisk in your 1/2 cup of heavy cream. Now it might look a little lumpy and separated at first, especially if the roux cooled down, but don't stress. Keep the heat on medium and keep whisking. As it warms up, it'll come together. Once it starts coming together, we're gonna season it up. I'm using 3 to 4 cloves of minced garlic, about a tablespoon of SPG, salt, pepper, garlic, and a little smoked paprika for color and depth. Then I'm going in with a good handful of sharp cheddar. You don't need too much, just about 1/2 to 1 cup. We're looking for just enough to melt in and round out that flavor. We're not turning this into a cheese sauce, just boosting that richness. And look at that, it's thick, glossy, velvety, clings to the spoon almost like a light gravy. And that's exactly what we're after, pourable comfort food. Now that we're ready to put this all together, we're gonna go ahead and drain our sliced potatoes, give them a quick rinse, and then pat them down with a paper towel. That way we're not adding any excess water to the sauce. Start layering your potatoes in the pan. You can do them in neat rows if you like, but I do not have that kind of patience. So we're gonna do this rustic style and just toss them all in. We're gonna put in 1/2 of the potatoes, pour over 1/2 of the sauce. Give the pan a little shake so the sauce settles through the layers, then repeat with the rest. If you wanna go that extra step, I like to use a spoon and just spread that sauce all around to make sure we're not missing anything. It probably doesn't matter too much, but if we're going through all this work, I'd rather make sure we got all those potatoes nice and covered. Go ahead and cover it with aluminum foil and bake at 350 for 45 minutes. Uncover, and this is what we're looking for. Sauce is bubbling at the edges, potatoes starting to melt into each other. It smells like you know what you're doing, even if you only make this once a year. Place it back in the oven uncovered for 25 to 30 minutes until the top is golden and the edges are bubbling. Once it's baked through and the top starts looking decent, pull it out and hit it with a solid layer of Parmesan. Not just a dusting, we're gonna put down a crust, like commit to it. You want that salty, nutty, edge to edge coverage that's gonna turn golden and crisp in the broiler. Think of it as armor. It's gonna give you that crunchy top while everything underneath stays creamy and soft. Pop it under the broiler for a couple minutes and don't walk away because broilers move quick. When it comes out, just take a second. That top's golden and blistered, the edges are bubbling, and the whole thing just smells insane. This is what you want. This is how it's supposed to look. Let it rest for at least 10 minutes before you cut into it. That gives the sauce time to set so you can slice clean through it, not just scoop out a puddle. I like to hit it with some chopped chives for a little color and bite, and then serve it up. And man, this is exactly what it should be. The potatoes are soft but not falling apart. The sauce is creamy but not soupy. The garlic's there. The cheese hits just enough without making it heavy. You bring this to the holiday table and it's going to be gone before the ham even hits the cutting board. If you try this, let me know how it turned out. Drop a comment or make it for someone who still thinks box version slaps. Appreciate you watching, and I'll see you in the next one.